evening, everyone. Welcome to Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie. This is going to be what we call our daily briefing while we are in a state of war. We probably do these solo, so Ronnie should be here tomorrow. We'll see if that works out. This is an all new thing, and we are working out the kinks. But welcome. We've got several things to go over, and we're going to take just a second to pray, and then we will give the daily briefing. Father in heaven, I come to you just now, thanking you for being an almighty God. Father, I pray safety over our troops. I pray safety over Israel's troops. I pray safety over the innocent civilians in Iran. And I pray safety over the other spots in the Middle East that Iran is directing bombs towards. Father, I pray that I will say and do the right thing tonight. Bless each person that is listening or watching. Thank you for hearing my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. So what I've got here, just checking things out, making sure I got my banner down at the bottom. Wanted to just give an update for what's gone on since we were on last night. Again, if you've never been with us, we have regular shows Monday, Wednesday, and either Friday or Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We go live with the breaking news. So that's two ways that we are on. This will be the third one, our daily brief. And so glad that we're able to expand our reach, and hopefully you will benefit. If you haven't done so, like us, subscribe to us, follow us, whatever your social media that you're watching on right now. We would appreciate that so that we can be with you on a regular basis. And again, thank you for being here with us tonight. What just happened? We've been in the breaking news mode for a couple, 3 days now. This is day 4. The U.S. and Israel are in full-scale strikes on Iran. Tehran and multiple cities have been hit over the last several days. The targets include command and control centers, security and regime sites, and even culturally important locations in Tehran. Iran obviously has fired back with missiles and drones at Israel and at U.S. assets around the region. U.S. forces are directly involved. U.S. bombers and assets are flying missions, and there are already U.S. casualties. So we know the last that report came out, 6, and multiple people that have been injured. The State Department is telling Americans in much of the region to get out while they still can. There are on our X account, I believe there is a video from Marco Rubio expressing how people that are in that part of the world need to evacuate. And so if you would like to go there and check that out, we're not going to play that video tonight. As far as the way we normally do things, we usually have a lot of videos. I've got one tonight that we'll play at the end. It's a briefing from U.S. CENTCOM, and very good. I saw the last part of it just a few minutes ago, and so we will show that at the end. Let me go over here and change the scroll. Well, I apologize for the mic issues. Let me know if it gets better or stays the same, if you don't mind. Change my banner. Of course, Iran does not stand by and take things lightly. I believe that we are devastating them very badly, but they still have some kick and some punch left in them. They have slowed down on the retaliatory strikes, but I believe experts are saying that they kind of have to ration their missiles so that they are not out this early in this process. I've got a different format that I'm looking at down here, and so forgive me for being slow there. Iran has launched repeated waves of missiles and drones at Israel, U.S. bases, and regional targets. Targets include U.S. and allied bases, embassies, oil facilities, airports, and hotels and tourist areas. Think about that for a second. You might have been, and I've seen videos of people who were on vacation in places like Dubai and in places like that, popular for foreign tourists. And I seen just an everyday lady that was taking videos and sharing videos of incoming missiles. Wow. There is tragedy in those types of things because, first of all, the places that are being bombed, uh, they're doing that for fear factor in addition to uh, causing damage. Uh, they're hoping that the countries that is happening to will put pressure on the U.S. to end what's going on. I think that is happening not in the way Iran would want that to happen. I think the places that are being hit are more so upset with Iran, and that there's good possibility that some of the other places are going to engage in the conflict against Iran. Saudi Arabia uh, is one. I would be guessing on the other. I've heard, but I don't want to be red, white, and assume on here. Let's continue with this update. You see, this is not just about maps in the Middle East. This hits your wallet, your gas tank, and global stability. Iran has declared the Strait of Hormuz closed and is threatening to target ships that try to pass. Uh, I don't know how successful they're going to be because basically the United States has declared Iran's navy to be destroyed. Uh, of course, there's still other ways for them to uh, cause damage there in the Strait of Hormuz. This doesn't sound as narrow, but it's 21 miles wide, I believe, is what I heard. That may sound like a large period or a large amount of water distance wise, but it's not. When you look on the map, it's just a tiny, tiny stretch. And there's about 20% of the world's oil that comes through the Strait of Hormuz. Uh, However, you might also want to factor in that a large part of that is coming from Iran is going to China. And, you know, China is a wild card in this whole thing. Uh, China was getting a lot of oil from Venezuela illegally. China has been getting a lot of oil from Iran illegally. And both of those situations have turned drastically different in the last month. And so, what are gas prices going to do? The price of oil is up above $80 a barrel. We'll have to see. I've not been past a gas station, or if I was, I didn't notice today. I probably did drive by one and didn't even look. But boy, that's really investigative journalism on my part. Yeah. But what is that going to do? Are we going to be up over $3 a gallon, which we've been below that for quite a while? Will it go even higher than that? Obviously, that depends on how long this drags out. Shipping data and reports already show ships rerouting and global markets are bracing for price spikes. The big thing is the instability. We produce enough oil on our own to sustain ourselves, but where we could end up with things hitting us in the pocket prices, we also can end up with the shipping costs and different things like that going up. There's a whole lot of things like insurance for ships that are transporting things. Those rates will go up. Obviously, you probably couldn't get insurance on a freighter that would be planning to be in the Persian Gulf or the Strait of Hormuz there. Look over here again for a second as we will boy, I'm really sorry about the audio tonight. I don't know what the issue is. Thank you for Bill and Tanya and Susan for letting me know that. Up 40 cents overnight is what Bill and Tanya said. 327 at Casey's on State Street. And so, yeah, that is about 40 cents more than what it was earlier in the week. Let me take care of this. What is the end game? Where's this going to go for us? What the U.S. says its goals are preventing a nuclear-armed Iran, crippling missile and naval threats, and weakening terror proxies, not regime change, so to speak, and the official word. Trump actually said something differently than that yesterday. So when you kill most of the leaders in an area, regime change is going to follow with that. Congress and some of the allies are not, some of Congress, some of the allies are not really on board with what's going on. I think you would probably expect that the liberal side of the aisle, with Donald Trump making a decision, they're going to be against it no matter what. And some of the allies, but that's a changing thing. The G3, which it was a new term for me, Great Britain, Germany, and France had initially distanced themselves very far from that. Now Great Britain is softening a little. Spain, there is an issue there as well. And the American people are divided. And if casualties were to rise and costs were to go up, then this could be a very, very unpopular war. But I think as American Christians that we need to make sure that we are praying As we prayed on here at the beginning, I think that we need to lift up our president and our uh, government officials that are part of this. Lift up Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. Pray for their wisdom and pray for speed in this. We know it's not going to be a day or two, or actually we're at 4, or might not even be 4 weeks, but it's going to take a while. But we put things in God's hands, and God's timing is different than ours. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over, and hopefully this audio is better than my audio. I apologize again for that not being as good as it should be. So enjoy. Not enjoy is the wrong word. Listen to this video of from U.S. CENTCOM.
Good afternoon. I'm Admiral Brad Cooper, the commander of United States Central Command. In this capacity, I lead U.S. military forces in the Middle East. I'm here to provide you an update on Operation Epic Fury, now in our 4th day of execution. First, I'd like to express my deepest condolences to the families and teammates of the extraordinary Americans who've been killed in action, and I'd also like to extend our prayers for a speedy recovery to the wounded. Yesterday, you heard from Secretary Hegseth and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Today, I'd like to give you an operational update on where we are and provide you with some key facts. By order of the President of the United States and the Secretary of War, our military in the Middle East is undertaking an unprecedented operation to eliminate Iran's ability to threaten Americans, as they've been doing for nearly half a century. Having spent more than 36 years in the military, I could not be prouder of America's sons and daughters in uniform who are answering the call. More than 50,000 troops, 200 fighters, 2 aircraft carriers, and bombers from the United States are participating in this operation, and more capability is on the way. These forces bring a massive amount of firepower, representing the largest buildup by the U.S. in the Middle East in a generation. In the opening hours of Operation Epic Fury, U.S. Central Command forces, together with Israel, delivered overwhelming and unprecedented strikes into Iran. Many of you may remember the shock and awe strikes of 2003. The first 24 hours of this operation were nearly double the scale, and we continue with 24/7 strikes into Iran from seabed to space and cyberspace. Now, we're less than 100 hours into this operation, and we've already struck nearly 2,000 targets with more than 2,000 munitions. We have severely degraded Iran's air defenses and destroyed hundreds of Iran's ballistic missiles, launchers, and drones. And in simple terms, we're focused on shooting all the things that can shoot at us. Our B-2 bombers and B-1 bombers have executed uncontested surgical strikes against multiple missile facilities deep inside Iran. And then just last night, a B-52 bomber force struck ballistic missile and command and control posts. We are also sinking the Iranian Navy, the entire Navy. Thus far, we've destroyed 17 Iranian ships, including the most operational Iranian submarine that now has a hole in its side. For decades, the Iranian regime has harassed international shipping. Today, there's not a single Iranian ship underway in the Arabian Gulf, Strait of Hormuz, or Gulf of Oman, and we will not stop. We will continue to conduct dynamic targeting operations. We're hunting Iran's last remaining mobile ballistic missile launchers to eliminate what I would characterize as their lingering launch capability. Now, in retaliation, the Iranian regime has launched over 500 ballistic missiles and over 2,000 drones. To be clear, Iran is indiscriminately targeting civilians as they launch these missiles and drones. You've seen it on TV. The evidence is crystal clear and overwhelming. Having said this, we are seeing Iran's ability to hit us and our partners is declining, while our combat power, on the other hand, is building. And my overall operational assessment is that we are ahead of our game plan. Along the way, every single branch of our military is achieving unprecedented success. I'll talk about just a few of them. Our naval forces have deployed multiple waves of cruise missiles, obliterating Iranian command and control and air defense capabilities. From 2 aircraft carrier strike groups, we're squeezing Iran from the sea and have them backed into their own ports. U.S. air forces are doing what they do best, executing a high volume of airstrikes right into Iran. operationally, the two most powerful air forces in the world, the US and Israel, are dominating the skies of the world's largest state sponsor of terror. Our U.S. Army soldiers are defending ourselves and our partners, and in a historic first, the U.S. Army fired long-range precision strike missiles called PrSMs in combat, providing an unrivaled deep strike capability. Also for the first time, U.S. Central Command's drone task force, called Task Force Scorpion Strike, launched countless one-way attack drones, achieving massive effects. I'd like to point out these drones were originally an Iranian design. We took them back to America, made them better, and fired them right back at Iran. I just could not be prouder of our men and women in uniform, leveraging innovation to create dilemmas for the enemy. There is no adversary too determined, no mission too difficult for the great soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Guardians, and Coast Guardsmen that make up the most powerful military the world has ever seen. Our military objectives are crystal clear, and our people are executing an immensely complex and historic mission with relentless lethality, conviction, and professionalism. And we've just begun. But I have the utmost confidence that we, alongside our partners, will absolutely achieve our military objectives. To all our warriors, Godspeed. Thanks so much.
Man, I think that gentleman, the commander of U.S. CENTCOM, multi-talented, obviously, very good at what he does in the military, and was very articulate with what he had there. That's all I have for this evening. It's not the long, drawn-out version. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern, with Red, White, and True with Ed and Ronnie, our Wednesday edition. Again, if you don't know, our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let me say that again: Monday, Wednesday, and either Friday or Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We have more. I wouldn't say we're formatted, because we're not even close to being formatted. But it's more of well, you just have to come and see us. How about that? Come and see us, and I think you'll enjoy what we've got going on. Like us, follow us, subscribe, all of those things, so that you know when we're on. We appreciate the love and support. And until we see you again, go out and do the right thing.